and stay well hydrated when spending time outdoors. That wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to BEFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Midday Mate with Kimberly An. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Let me start with something simple. When was the last time you had a really good talk with a close friend? Now, here's another one. How many close friends would you say you truly have? Not just people you message once in a while, but those who you can really lean on. You see, as we go through life, college, work, relationships, our circle of friends often shifts. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. How friendships change as we grow older. What causes those changes, and how can we still hold on to those meaningful connections that matter most? It's Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, and this is Midday Mate. Let's get started.
Worship, but then a chance to get to heaven slam. Oh, I used to worry about the future, but then I threw my caution to the wind. I had no reason to be carefree, no, until I took a trip to the other side of town. You know I heard that boogie rhythm. Hey, I had no choice but to get down, 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 dance. Nothing left for me to do but dance. All these bad times I'm going through, just dance. Got candy in my ears tonight, baby. Ooh, I feel the thunder, see the lightning. I know this anger is heaven sent, so I've got to hang out on my hang-ups. 'Cause on the boogie I feel so hell-bent. Hey, it's just an instant gut reaction that I get. I know I've never ever felt like this before. I don't know what to do, but then that's nothing new. Stuck between hell and high water, I need a cure to make it through. Hey, dancing, nothing left for me to do but dance. All these bad times I'm going through, just dance. Hey, got candy in my ears tonight, baby. You know I got candy in my ears. You know this boogie is for real. Only the wind can know the answers. It's a surprise to me when I'm asleep. She says you know that you can go much faster. Another paper's talking me so cheap. Hey, I've got this voodoo child ingrained on me. I'm gonna use my power to ascend. You know I've got these blinding gifts to use, such that there's nowhere to lose. I was born to rock and built to last. You never see my feet 'cause I move so fast. Dancing, hey, nothing left for me to do but dance. All these bad times I'm going through, just dance. Hey, got candy in my ears tonight, baby. Hey, DJ, let the music play, let the music play, yeah. Party life, I wanna let this party life. DJ, blow my cares away, let the music play, yeah. Party life, I wanna live this party. DJ, let the music play, I wanna live this party.
welcome back. You just listened to Canned Heat by Jamiroquai. Canned Heat isn't just a funky dance track, it's a celebration of freedom. The song's all about breaking away from stress, from the daily grind, and just dancing like no one is watching. It's about escaping anything artificial, and it's about that real raw joy that comes from music, rhythm, and movement. And now, everyone, again, that was Canned Heat by Jamiroquai. We are live in the studio in Busan this Wednesday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Mate. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Kijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. And I'm your host, Kimberly. Hello, hello. Happy hump day, everyone. We're in the middle of the week, and congratulations on making it this far. So let's see what's coming up on the show for today. In hour number 1, we'll have Listomania, a daily topic adventure with a list of things that will keep you entertained. And today we're going to be talking about the changing faces of friendship. So we're going to look at how and why friendship dynamics have changed since when we were younger. After Listomania, we'll have Fact Detox. Do you think you heard something somewhere, but you weren't quite sure if it was true or not? Time to clear out some common sense and discover the truth with Cheryl. And she'll be in the studio shortly for that. Later on in hour number 2, we'll have today's quote, a moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. After that, we'll have bite-sized banter, a daily dose of lighthearted chatter on a new topic every day with Andrew. And after bite-sized banter, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And then since today is Wednesday, we'll close it all up with our segment titled Enter Planet, your go-to spot for the hottest entertainment updates from around the globe. And now, our question of the day and text topic. It's quite a simple question, so I would like lots of answers from everybody. Text in, okay? Answer in. The question is, how many close friends are in your life? Yes, you can just give me a number if that's all you want to send in, but I would like a little bit of background information. Say that you have 2 best friends. When and where are they from in your life? Maybe they're from your elementary school days, your middle school days, your high school or college days, or maybe they're just people that you've met through your significant other. Or maybe it's just someone that you met on the whim. How many close friends are in your life? 친한 친구는 몇 명인가요? Go ahead and send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050, which will cost you 101, or message us on KakaoTalk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search the same thing again, BEFM or 부산영어방송 in your app store. You can download our app, listen to our programs, and leave us comments after logging in. So again, the question is, how many close friends are in your life? And don't worry. I know that we'll have a broad spectrum of different answers. Some of you will say 2. Some of you will say 5. Some of you will say 20. Let me know. So how many close friends do you have? And now I'll be right back with Listomania after the song. Let's take a listen to PYT, Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson.
You know, you make me feel so good inside. I've always wanted a girl just like you. Such a PYT, pretty young thing. Ooh. Where did you come from, baby? And ooh, won't you take me there right away? Won't you, baby? Tenderoni, you got to be. Spark my need, just sugar fly with me. Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can make it right near the city lights. When the night needs the love and pain, let me take Repeat after me. Say na na na. Na na na. Na 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 na. Say na na na. Na na na. Na 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 na. Oh, take it there, take it there. I want to love you. Pretty young thing, you need some loving, some loving care, and I dig you there, dig you there, dig you there. I want to love you. Pretty young thing, you need some loving, and the loving care, and I'll dig you there, dig you there.
I think it would be really nice if you and I could, just get together. It's such a good idea to me, pretty young thing. I just want to love you, you know. It's
You just listened to PYT Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson. And now it's time for Listomania, a daily topic adventure with a list of things that will keep you entertained. And today we're talking about the changing faces of friendship. We often think friendship is timeless, but a recent article suggests otherwise. As we age through jobs, marriage, and children, our friendships also change. That close bond from our 20s may shift, even feel a bit awkward at times. Do you have that? I do, definitely. So first, we have life stages and just growing apart. In your 20s, everyone's in the same place. School, your first job, living life. But fast forward to your late 20s, 30s, and everyone's path kind of diverges. We kind of separate. Different jobs, we move, marriage, and then kids. With that change comes less shared time and different rhythms and different patterns of your life. So you might catch yourself thinking, position of that message just isn't just jiving anymore, and that's normal. So back then, when we're all at the same place, we're all experiencing something at the same time, whether it be college, our first job, we would always talk to each other. But then later on, as we grow older and get married, have kids, the pattern of our daily life definitely changes, and which also means the freedom that we have to continually talk with our friends also decreases. Up at number 2, we have changing interests and values. It's also the years of your taste, worldviews, values shift. One friend might be into minimalism, another into gourmet cooking. Politically or religiously, things just may no longer align. And these differences can quietly push friends apart, or they can make conversations a bit awkward. So I do remember growing up with my friends. I grew up in the church, and I had lots of friends within the church. And then we would have lots of fun, we would do the same thing, and our pattern was basically the same. But then later on, some people may shift. Maybe we have some different values. We shift different viewpoints on certain things. Maybe it be politics also. And sometimes, since those things just don't align, we may kind of drift apart naturally. There isn't a big fight or anything of that happens, but we'll just, grow apart from each other. And that's fine. Changing interests and values. And at number 3, we have the science behind it. Psychologists describe this as the life course divergence. Even paths that aligned in youth can separate due to the external events or internal growth. It's not failure, it's just evolution. we don't have to be friends with everyone that we grew up with, right? It would be nice if you had your friends from elementary school still till now when you're in your mid-30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. We move away. We just have different things that happen within us internally in the ways that we think, or externally that we may just move apart from each other physically. And that is totally fine. And again, psychologists describe that as the life course divergence. Also up next, we have real cases and real talk. Take someone in their mid-30s. One group is all about parenting tips and PTA meetings. The others are still traveling and dating. The intersection narrows. It's not that it's anyone's fault, it's just different tracks. And that can lead to ghosting or drifting without, again, dramatic fallout. It's just life is happening. And this is something that I've also seen a lot in my own personal life. In our 30s, that's when a lot of us are doing the things, growing up and having, getting married, having children. But then I do have a lot of friends who aren't married yet. They love traveling. They like to explore different things. And they think that marriage can wait. And that is totally fine. Two different paths. There's no right path and there's no wrong path here either. It just means that the priorities may shift. So maybe that friend who isn't married and wants to go on vacation with you and say, hey, let's go to Guam together. But then you're at home with a 2-year-old and you don't have that liberty to leave and go to Guam with your friend for a week and leave your 2-year-old at home, right? It's not anything wrong. It's just different paths at the same time. Up at number 5, we have maintaining meaningful friendships. So, what works as we age? First, we need to accept these shifts. Not everyone will stay in the inner circle forever. And again, that is okay. We can make friends in different settings or, we can reconnect with those friends later on. But what you have to do is to accept that shift at that time. Next, you have to have adapting to different types of communication. Maybe schedule video calls if time doesn't allow for in-person meetups. And with me also, in my mid-20s, that's when I moved to Korea. So that's when a lot of my friends from America and I had a little fallout. And was it anyone's fault? No. Back then, the technology wasn't up to par. We didn't have video calling all the time available. I remember, I think we had to pay for video calling before, and not all of our, different types of communications tactics were there. So that is okay. So instead of saying, oh, that person didn't call me, I'm so angry. Instead, take a step forward and schedule that time so that you can talk to each other instead. Why not? After that, find shared ground. Develop new connections with people in the same life stage, whether that be with kids or your careers or maybe even your hobbies. Say that you have a new hobby of tennis and you love playing tennis. Then I'm sure then when you go out to play, you'll meet new friends there and then continue to be friends with those people as well. Or maybe if you have kids, go into like a parenting group so that you can share some parenting tips with one another and become friends there as well. And also, let's be gentle. If an old friend fades, check in rather than assuming the worst. That friend, they're just not putting much effort into our friendship anymore. They're not calling me or texting me anymore. Don't think like that negatively. Instead, why don't you go first and be proactive about it and check up on them? Text them and say, hey, how's it going? It's been a while. Are you doing all right? Let's have a catch up. Let's schedule a video chat and talk and, see how we're both doing in our lives. That would be the smart and wisest thing to do. And then we have some expert perspective here. We spoke to Dr. Susan Newman, a social psychologist, the author of the Book of Friendship, who says, friendship isn't static. Okay, it doesn't stay the same forever. It's a living, changing entity. We outgrow some relationships and deepen some others. And that's not always loss. It can be transformation, leading to higher quality connections. So don't worry, even though you may not have that friend from a long time ago, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just, make some other friends, make that connection with others, and transform with it. So, what is the takeaway here? So let's reflect. How have friendships changed lately for you? Fewer but deeper connections, maybe? Maybe some drifted away. Did anyone fade and that was okay? That same evening call friend from college might now sound foreign, or you've opened a new friendship based on a current life, and that's all part of normal growth. Don't worry about it. So if you find yourself with a couple of friends who really get you, that's perfectly okay. Like I said, our question of the day is, how many close friends do you have? And if you only have 2, that's totally fine. If those are quality friendships, that's all you need, right? Quality over quantity is what people say all the time. That's what matters the most. Friendship isn't about having a huge group anymore. It's about having meaningful connections that stand the test of time. These are the relationships that nourish us, support us, and grow with us as we move through different chapters of life. Remember, friendships naturally evolve. They are changing entities. Remember, it's not going to be a static thing, the same thing over and over again. Some friends walk with us for a season, others walk with us for a lifetime. And that's the beauty of it. Each connection adds something unique to our journey. So cherish those true friendships and be open to new ones. And don't be afraid to let go of what no longer fits, because it'll be okay. And that was our list for Listomania today, the changing faces of friendship. So maybe you're listening out there right now and you're thinking, I do miss that friend. I wonder if they're doing okay. Go ahead and send a message. It may be awkward in the beginning, but who knows? Maybe you can reconnect and have a new spark with that friendship again. And now, everyone, let's take a song break. Here is Get a Guitar by Rise.
If you want something to play with, get a guitar. 너와 내 느낌대로 make it 시작해봐.
발박자를 맞추고 손은 stepping like 1, 2, 5 모두 집중해줘 when I play the guitar. Cause I know you know. Oh baby oh I love you 너무 맞추는 눈. Oh baby oh I love you 너무 맞추는 춤. 리듬 속에 그려보는 햇살 가득 담은 꿈 in my heart. Tell me why you play me like a still I love you 너무 맞추는 눈 baby. Still I love you 너무 맞추는 춤. Get a guitar. Get a guitar. Get a guitar.
If you want something to play with, get a guitar.
Get a guitar.
가볍게 톡 어깨에 메고 시작해봐.
Get a guitar.
불타오른 love and you 외치는 순간 feel the vibe 맘이 가는 대로 play it, get a guitar.
Cause I know you know. Oh baby oh yeah. I love you 너무 맞추는 눈. Oh baby oh baby oh I love you 너무 맞추는 춤. 리듬 속에 그려보는 햇살 가득 담은 꿈 in my heart.
Tell me why you play me like a still
I love you 너무 맞추는 눈 baby. Still I love you 너무 맞추는 춤. 너 맞추는 중 네가 원하던 그 순간 다른 생각들은 다 벗어나. Tell me why you play me like a still I love you 너 맞추는 눈 baby. Still I love you 너 맞추는 중. Get a guitar. Get a guitar. Get a guitar. Get a guitar.
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Get a Guitar by Rise. And I'm your host, Kimberly. And you're listening to Midday Mate. Hello, hello. So now, our question of the day and text topic. For Listomania, we were just talking about the evolution and changing of friends. So now, our question is related to that. How many close friends are in your life? So how many close friends can you think of right now? Let's just count them. Maybe some of you don't have enough fingers for all of them. I definitely have too many fingers for how many friends I have. So, how many close friends are in your life? 친한 친구는 몇 명인가요? And to let you know my answer, I think I have about, let's say 3. Let's say 3, because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings if they're listening. So I have one close friend back in America. We still talk and we still have like the same hobbies and things that we were, talking about all the time. So thankfully, we had like a big dry spell where we didn't talk. But then one moment we just started, messaging each other again. It was like old days again. Another friend that I met through work here in Korea, and another friend that I've met through my husband, also here in Korea. So it changes. I wish I had all my friends from elementary school because there are so many near and dear memories from back then, but life changes, right? So what about you, everyone? How many close friends do you have? So let's see. Benny Neem, I have an answer from Benny Neem saying, I have maybe 3 to 5 from my college days, but never been communicated with them in a long time. So you haven't talked to them in a long time, but still that you consider them or close friends from then, that's still good. Because you know what? Some friendships, we don't need to talk every day, right? It could just be like a once a month thing. And that's totally fine. We have another answer here from Clean and Clean Team saying 3 best high school friends. Been together for almost 15 years. We all are not married and we went on a couple of trips together. Those are the best, right? High school friends. And if you're not all married and you can go on a trip, that's even better. Finding friends that you can go on a trip with is quite difficult, actually, because you need to all want to eat the same thing or have at least similar tastes and want to do similar things. So if that doesn't match up, that could be a very hard trip. But I'm glad, Clean and Clean, that you have 3 close high school friends. I have another message here from Che Hee-sung-nim saying, hello, Che Hee-sung-nim. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Saying, I think I have 3 close friends in my life. We met once a month for like 7 years, and it's so fun to chat with them. You see, I like that. We're all busy with life. We can accept it. That doesn't mean we don't have to be friends anymore. But if we take out like that one day a month or maybe one day every other month, which is totally fine, meet up, catch up, and go back to our daily lives and come back again. So thank you for all of your answers, everyone. For the others, I know we have lots more, but I will have to continue on later. I'll read one more here from Vis Vitenim. Hello, saying maybe 3 if I count the voices in my head. Okay, then if we count the voices in my head, then I have a few more friends as well. Thank you for your answer, everyone. If you haven't sent in your answers yet, please let me know how many close friends are in your life. Send in your answers by texting in #9050 or shop 9050, which will cost you 101, or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us as a Kakao friend and then send in your messages for free. We also do have our smartphone app. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of your app stores. Download our app, listen to our programs, and you can also leave comments there as well. And also, if you're already on our YouTube live stream, everyone, hello. You can also message in our chat there, and I'll be reading it on the air. And now, everyone, I'll be back with our Wednesday segments. And everybody, it is Wednesday, so you know what time it is? It's time for Fact Detox with Cheryl. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, so good.
I'm glad.
Yes.
And I know that you've been here for a while and you've heard our question of the day.
I have, yeah.
Let me ask you, how many close friends do you have?
2.
2 friends.
2 friends.
And where are they from?
So,
what part of life?
One is a high school friend, and we don't keep in touch very often. But if I ever get back to one of my hometowns, then we meet up, and it's like no time has passed.
I love those.
Yeah, and the other one is someone I met here in Korea who has since retired and moved on. And we meet about once a month online, and we have coffee together and a chat. So, yeah, it's still a really good friendship.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I love those different types of like online meetings too with old friends.
Yeah.
Because, we have the technology now to do so. So why not?
Exactly.
I love it. Well, I hope you are having a wonderful time with those two close friends.
Of course.
So for Fact Detox, everyone, we are telling you the truth. We're getting behind some of the nitty gritty that we were like, is that true or is that not? Well, now you're going to know because Cheryl is going to let us know. So what are we diving into today? I feel like it's something, close to what we're going through right now with the weather, right?
Yeah. Weather and climate. My goodness.
Yes.
They both feel so off this year. It's been chillier and windier than normal.
Yeah.
Feeling more like early March than early June. But the summer heat's definitely on the way. And for other parts of Korea, they are probably already feeling it.
Yes, because, I looked up the other day, when is the first day of summer? Mm-hmm. And I believe we've already passed it, right?
Oh, yeah, long ago.
I got so confused because I was like, because I always, if you know me, everyone, on Midday Mate, my least favorite season is summer. And for some reason, I was like, is it summer yet? Are we still in spring? I'm not quite sure. Like, why is this spring so long? But to my surprise, yesterday, we've been in summer, everyone. It's just that the weather hasn't been as hot yet.
Yet.
But, from this past weekend, I can feel it. Mm-hmm. I feel it inching towards us right now. Mm-hmm. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. I don't want it to be. But I've been hearing that the forecast that we're expecting hotter than normal summer with a lot of rain over the rainy season. But is the heat just our perception or is it really getting hotter?
So I remember summers from my childhood and I know 100% it was not as hot when I was a kid.
Really?
Summer was like a pleasant heat, not as overbearing, sweating from the elbows heat.
Elbows?
Yes. And there's actual science behind the fact that we feel like our childhood summers were actually a lot cooler.
I feel that also. But then it is really getting hotter year on year during the summer then. Is it because of global warming or is it something that's going on internally within our getting old bodies?
Yeah, I got to fix this. Since it's science that we rely on and not just people like my dad complaining that he's never experienced summer heat like this before, we can look at the data from the Korean Meteorological Administration, the KMA, and they've said that from June to August 2024, the average temperature in South Korea was 25.6 degrees, which was 1.9% higher than the historical average for summer.
So 25.6 Celsius. I'm still not, really aware of the Celsius degrees here.
You're not metric yet.
No. I've lived in Korea now, 2013, it's 2025, 12 years. And I still can't get it. I just don't know. So I just looked it up right now. 25.6 degrees Celsius is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, which in my eyes isn't that hot. And I feel like we've had this weather this past weekend too, but I'm not quite sure. But that was just for 2024. It could have been a one-off hottest summer ever. If I recall correctly, there was a shift from El Nino to La Nina last year, which is known to create strange weather conditions also.
Yeah, the shift from El Nino to La Nina affects the weather patterns, but in this case, it wasn't the sole reason for the rise in summer temperatures.
You're the surfer and probably understand El Nino and El Nina better. So for our listeners, can you explain what they are and the effects since they do have noticeable effects on weather?
So very simply, they're opposites of each other. El Nino is the warm phase where the sea temperatures in the central and eastern equatorial Pacific are a lot warmer than normal. And La Nina, which is the phase that we're in right now, is the cool phase where ocean temperatures are colder than normal. but both phases impact global weather and can result in changes to global weather patterns, bringing drought, strong storms, and other extreme weather conditions.
So these phases, which I think happen about every 3 to 7 years, can affect weather, but they aren't responsible for the higher summer temperatures. And last year wasn't just one off, right?
Sadly, no. According to the KMA, it wasn't. The spike in 2024 is part of a consistent upward trend that's been happening over the past few decades. For comparison, back in the 1980s, South Korea's average summer temperature hovered around 23.5 degrees.
Ooh.
So, I mean, that's a pretty big jump over 40 years.
That is a pretty big jump from 23.5 degrees Celsius, everyone. The numbers really back it up here, right? We have the scientific data to back it up. It's not just nostalgia for childhood summers.
Right, and here's the catch. People often confuse weather with climate. Weather is what we feel every day from day to day, but climate is like a long-term pattern. So while a single hot day doesn't prove global warming, a trend of rising temperatures over decades definitely does. And scientists call this a climate signal, and that signal is getting louder.
Climate signal.
Climate signal.
I haven't heard of this before.
So it refers to the fingerprint of climate change or the long-term trends driven by man-made increases in global greenhouse gases. They're observable in things like rising sea levels, increased rain during rainy season, extreme weather events like stronger typhoons and heat waves, and warming ocean temperatures.
I guess this would be what scientists use to understand how climate change is affecting the planet and how we can forecast the future impacts of climate change. So in essence, global warming is making our summers hotter for sure.
For sure, it is, but there's more. A study analysing weather data from Seoul over the past 100 years showed the mean daily temperature increased 2.4 degrees Celsius, which is about 3 times faster than the global trend. So this is huge when you consider the global average temperature rise since pre-industrial times is about 1.2 degrees Celsius. So Korea is outpacing the planet.
Yikes. That is a lot of news there. So we are definitely feeling the heat then. It's not just something that's in our head. It's not that we were able to endure the heat when we were younger and it's just something that our bodies can't take anymore. It's definitely there has been a shift. But with that, everyone, let's take a quick song break. Here is Big Girls Don't Cry by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And welcome back. You just listened to Big Girls Don't Cry by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And now we're back for more detox. But if you're joining now, let's do a little recap about what we talked about in the first half. We talked about the summer heating up this year, but not necessarily in a good way. And now we're shifting on to our next detox. What are we talking about now?
So now that it's warming up, the world's deadliest animal has finally arrived.
The white shark comes when it's hotter?
Deadlier.
Deadlier than the white shark?
Yeah.
What can be deadlier than the white shark? Cows?
Well, yeah, cows are definitely deadlier than sharks, but I'm talking about mosquitoes.
Because I thought we were going to... Okay, so some of you may be like, why did she say cows? That's such a weird answer. Because cows fart, they make methane gas, which is
Yeah.
also bad for our greenhouse gases. And, you know, we're just talking about global warming.
Yeah, but also cows step on a lot of people.
They do?
Yeah, and kick people.
Oh, I've never been that close to a cow before. The closest I've been to a cow is my dinner table. Sorry, bad joke. Anywho, so we're talking about mosquitoes. They are deadly. I don't like them at all. Those little insects that buzz in our ear when we're trying to sleep and give us itchy bites, get them away from me.
Yeah, mosquitoes actually kill more people annually than sharks and cows. About 725,000 to 1 million people each year because of mosquito-borne diseases like malaria, dengue, Japanese encephalitis.
Whoa, I've only heard about malaria before. But, you know, I remember one time when I was younger, I took a trip to, I believe it was Ecuador. And then they had a lot of mosquitoes there because it's, you know, near the equator and it's like very hot and, you know, wet there. And I had to take malaria pills just to be safe. And that's when I found out about malaria. There you go, everyone. My little lesson there. Anywho, that's why it's important to protect ourselves from mosquito bites in the summer and get vaccinated when possible from one of those diseases that you just mentioned. But I've heard, and I don't know if this is true. So please, fact detox this for me. Do mosquitoes bite some people because their blood is, you know, a bit sweeter, a bit yummier, a bit more delicious?
So in the summer, I definitely feel like this. My daughter and I both have the same blood type and get absolutely devoured, but my husband is barely snacked on.
So is it because you have sweet blood then?
Even though I think it is. The sweet blood idea isn't exactly true. According to Dr. Leslie Vossel, a neurobiologist, but not brain, neuro, at Rockefeller University, mosquitoes are drawn by scent, not by taste. They don't know if your blood is sweet. They just know you smell really good. And mosquitoes are incredibly sensitive and can detect body odors from meters away.
Okay, so we smell sweet to them. Is that actually sweet, though? So, you know, actually, before we move on, what blood type do you have?
Oh.
Me too.
Ha!
And I get devoured by mosquitoes. But I guess that's fact detox right now. And it's not just because of our blood type, but it's because of how we smell. What kind of smells are we talking about here?
Sweat mainly. So when we sweat, we release lactic acid, ammonia, and carbon dioxide, and these attract the mosquitoes. And get this, people who produce more carbon dioxide, like pregnant women or people with high metabolic rates, get bitten more. So it's more about your breath and your body chemistry than any perfume that you might put on.
So this isn't about sweetness. It's about chemistry.
Yeah.
And you know, right when you said that with sweat, let me tell you. So my husband, he hardly gets mosquito bites.
Yeah.
And whenever we do have a mosquito like in our room, like that one mosquito every summer, it always just bites me. And I have like 4 or 5 everywhere. And then in the middle of the night, I'm able to catch it. And then the next morning, I'm like, hey, did you get any bites? He's like, no. I was like, look at all my bites. And he's like, that's because you don't shower. And I was like, the audacity. And then he said, yeah, it's because they like sweaty people. And I was like, that is not true. It's because I have sweet blood. And I remember bickering about this with him. But I guess now... I was wrong.
You were wrong.
Uh-oh. So again, it's not about sweetness, it's about chemistry. I have a message here from English Wiki Name. Hello, saying mosquitoes here don't bother me as much as others in my family. I just assume that Korean mosquitoes don't like American food. I'm the quite opposite. I eat all this American food and I get bit a lot. So I guess it's because of the smell that we exude to everyone. So Juliet Neem also said, I thought mosquitoes like smell of sweating.
Yep.
So let me know. It's the chemistry.
Yeah, it's chemistry. There was a study in Current Biology in 2022 that found that mosquitoes are especially attracted to certain body odors, particularly those with more carbolic acids. So people's skin naturally produces these, and some people just emit more than others. And genetics plays a role too. Some people are just naturally mosquito magnets.
Genetics and blood type does matter?
Some studies suggest that people with O blood type get bitten more than those with type A or B. One study in Japan found that mosquitoes landed on people with type O blood nearly twice as often as people with type A, but other studies haven't really found as strong a link, so there's no definitive proof. But based on my house, the person without the O type blood doesn't get bitten.
So maybe us O blood people out there. And I feel like that's more of a majority of people, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Here, I have a message here from Che Hee-sung Nim saying, I live on the 27th floor, so I'm free from mosquitoes. Lucky you. I live on the 6th floor.
Yeah, 5th. Mountain mosquitoes too.
Oh no, we gotta get all those, we gotta patch up our windows now. Don't let them in. So what about some home remedies? I heard that garlic, bananas, or eating something spicy keeps mosquitoes away.
So I wish those worked. But Dr. Joseph Conlon from the American Mosquito Control Association says there's no strong evidence behind those claims. The idea that eating garlic makes your skin smell bad to mosquitoes, total myth. Same as bananas.
Well, I would eat garlic all the time when I'm eating meat and gogi out there, but, I already knew that didn't work. So what does work then?
So the gold standard is using repellents with DEET or lemon eucalyptus oil, wearing long sleeves, using mosquito nets, avoiding stagnant water is also key. Mosquitoes lay eggs in the still water. Just a bottle cap worth is enough. So emptying out plant trays is a good idea. In Korea, we see those smoke trucks around in the summer. Workers spray the drains to kill the eggs. It all helps.
Well, that's actually a great tip for our summer prep. Well, even though we're already in summer. Which of those do you actually use then?
I've got mosquito nets over all the beds. They're a bit old now, so they've got Band-Aids over all the holes in them. But they're effective at keeping the mosquitoes out, ensuring we sleep well. And if I'm out on the mountain or in a park, then deep-based repellent is what I use. And keeping a fan on is actually another way that I keep the mosquitoes away.
A fan?
Yeah. Mosquitoes are weak flyers, and a fan blowing near your legs or your bed can actually help.
That is good advice. I was just talking to my husband about it this morning. I was like, I don't like using a fan, but now I guess I'm gonna. So we have Jenny Neem saying, mosquitoes love me, but luckily mosquitoes here in New Zealand don't bite people. Oh, that's nice. I want to move to New Zealand now. But I can't leave Midday Mate. We have another message here from English Wiki Name saying, my son and I have the same blood type. He's half Korean and always gets eaten by skeeters, which is also mosquitoes. Wow. So to sum up, everyone, no, mosquitoes don't care if your blood is sweet. They care if you smell right, if you have that sweat smell. They breathe out carbon dioxide. And yes, summer is getting hotter, but it's not just the sun. It's a much bigger story involving our climate, our cities, and our choices. So Cheryl, thank you so much for this very informative segment today. I learned so much. Basically, get a fan.
Yeah, get a fan. And
get a fan.
Plug those holes in your mosquito net.
Band-aids.
Band-aids on both sides.
Both sides,
yes,
everyone.
not just one side. It peels off.
Oh my. Well, Cheryl, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
And everyone, that's the end of our first hour. I'll be back at 1 p.m., so don't go too far. Here is Trouble by Travis Tritt.
Watching everybody else having fun. Well, I don't miss much if it happens on the dance hall floor. Mercy, look what just walked through that door. Well, hello, T-R-O-U-B-L-E. Tell me what in the world you doing, L-O-N-E. Yeah, say hey, good L-O-O-K-I-N-G. Well, I smell T-R-O-U-B-L-E. Yeah. I was a little bitty baby when my papa hit the skid. Mama had a time trying to raise 9 kids. She told me not to stare cause it was impolite. She did the best she could to try to raise me right. But mama never told me about nothing like a Y-O-U. That your mama must have been another good-looking honey too. L-O-O-K-I-N-G. Well, I smell T-R-O-U-B-L-E. Talking sexy, walking, honky, talking, baby. The men are gonna love you and the women gonna hate you. Reminding them of everything they're never gonna be. Maybe the beginning of a World War III. Cause the world ain't ready for nothing like a Y-O-U. I bet your mama must have been another good-looking mama too. Hey, say hey, good L-O-O-K-I-N-G. Well, I smell T-R-O-U-B-L-E.
어제보다 더워 딴 사람은 몰라도 네가 잠들 일 없어 그 머릿속에 지금 누가 있어 그게 나일 수 있는 그런 방법은 없어 하루가 끝나갈 때쯤 우연히 내 얼굴이 떠오른다거나 별것도 아닌 이유로 갑자기 내가 궁금할 수 있지 예를 들게 그럼 봐봐 방에 모기가 있어 근데 잡을 수 없어 창문도 열 수 없다면 Do you think of me 내가 너무 빨리 잊어 너는 잠들 수 없어 지금 누가 생각나 Do you think of me Do you think of me 그 머릿속에 뭐가 그리 많대 비집고 들어가도 앉을 데도 없던데 오늘 밤이 유난히도 더워서 나는 어제보다 더 네가 생각나던데 어쩌다 마주쳤을 때 내
내 몰골이 불쌍하게 보였다거나
Seen the skyline of New York City, fireflies in Tennessee. Sipped a little shine from a paper sack that'll knock the horns off a Cadillac. I must have sat on a dozen islands, watched the sun sink into the sea. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt and hat, but my favorite place to be is here and now. Nowhere else in this world tonight. You and me ain't it good to be alive. Ain't no better place, ain't no better time than here and now. Everybody's waiting, but they're waiting on what? Better get to living, cause all we got is here and now. Think I fell in love for the first time with the Gulf of Mexico. Thought I found a true love in Malibu, but that water was a little too cold. Yeah, I left a few tears in the rear view, one or two that were hard to forget. Why you think we call the present, cause there ain't no better gift than here and now. Nowhere else in this world tonight. You and me ain't it good to be alive. Ain't no better place, ain't no better time than here and now. Everybody's waiting, but they're waiting on what? Better get to living, cause all we got is here and now. People dreaming about a one-day Sundays, waiting just around the bend. I used to be one wondering when they come, but now I'm living in. Yeah, I'm living in the here and now. Nowhere else in this world tonight. You and me ain't it good to be alive. Ain't no better place, ain't no better time than here and now. Everybody's waiting, but they're waiting on what? Better get to living, cause all we got is here and now.
And you just heard Here and Now by Kenny Chesney. This song is all about appreciating what's right in front of us, not worrying about the past or stressing about the future. The song celebrates the freedom of being present, soaking in the sunshine, the laughter, the life happening around us right now. It's a laid-back reminder that the best place to be is exactly where you are now. Again, that was Here and Now by Kenny Chesney. Welcome everyone. We're live in the studio in Busan this Wednesday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Mate. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Kijang, Cheongwan, and Noksan areas. And I'm your host, Kimberly. Hello. And good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday so far. And now it's time for hour number 2. We're going to start off with today's quote. A moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. After today's quote, we'll have bite-sized banter. A daily dose of lighthearted chatter on a new topic every day with Andrew. And following bite-sized banter, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And then we'll close the show with Enter Planet, your go-to spot for the hottest entertainment news from around the globe. And now, our question of the day. Let's get back into what we were talking about with friendship. How many close friends are in your life? How many close friends are in your life? 친한 친구는 몇 명인가요? And I have a few answers here from 만학도영아님 saying, hello, I don't place too much importance on friendships. That doesn't mean I don't have any friends. I just maintain friendships with people I meet at different stages of life as they come. Continuing on. And another answer that she just sent to us is, to me, a close friend is someone I start to miss, wonder about, and worry about if I don't see them for a few days. By that definition, I have 0 close friends. Most of my friends are just so-so, nothing too deep. You know what I like to say, Manakdo Yonganim, that my closest friend now, I believe, is also my husband. Because that is the person that I talk to the most, the person that I rely and depend on the most, and, just go through life with. And I think that's how it just changes sometimes, to be a husband and a best friend. So maybe look right next to you too. I have another message here from Sunny Neem saying, our friendship began back in middle school and it's been over 55 years now. I always want us to gather, but I constantly miss the friends who live across the Pacific Ocean. So I'm assuming that Sunny Neem is in America and her middle school friends are here in Korea. Wow. To have a friendship of over 55 years, that is really delightful. I'm glad that you are able to have friends and that close friendship with people from the past and go through life changes altogether. That is great. So thank you again for your answer. So everyone else, how many close friends do you have? It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be many. Just a few, and that's fine. Juliet Neem says, I have several gatherings, but I think I have 2 or 3 close friends, I guess. Yes. I also a long time ago used to have so many different friend groups when I was in my 20s. This group would be like my artist friends. This group would be my Kyopo friends. And this would be like my Korean friends, or this would be my work friends. All had different types of groups here. But now I've narrowed it down to just my friends. I have one more answer before I move on. Jenny Neem saying, I have 4 close friends who live here and there. We don't get in touch with quite often, but whenever I talk with them, we have so much to catch up with. I miss them. Why don't you do a little quick shout out to your 4 friends then? But yes, it's really hard and difficult to have friends who live away from us. Also, one of my close friends lives in Seoul, and that's not that far. But with our pattern of life right now, it's quite difficult to continually talk to her all the time. But as long as we make an effort, right? So even though we have friends that are far away, friends that are close, let's hold on to them. So again, for those who haven't answered yet, how many close friends are in your life? And tell me, where did you meet them? Send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050, which will cost you 101. Or you can message in through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us as a Kakao friend and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. So search the same thing again, BEFM or 부산영어방송 in your app store. Download our app, listen to our programs, and leave us comments after logging in. So now, I'll be right back with today's quotes after this song. Here is Queendom by Red Velvet.
Queens. Aya, aya. Aya, aya. Do-do-do-do-do. Aha. Aya, aya. Aya, aya. Yeah. Hey, here we go again. 눈부신 햇살아래 아이처럼 활짝 웃는 너 Yeah. Oh hey 같은 꿈속에 우리 계속 불러댄 먼 기억 너머의 wonderland We're queens in the red castle Don't need crown 타고났지 dazzle 함께 만들어온 paradigm 확실히 다른 stereotype 볼수록 빛나는 pose Problems 저 하늘 위로 다 We're making the rules nothing messy Wake up 답은 simple Be boss 불어 whistle 더 큰 세상이 너를 주목해 창자를 열어볼까 난 너의 손을 잡아 기다린 지금이야 너 어떻게 펼쳐봐 놀라와
just listened to Queendom by Red Velvet. And now it's time for today's quote. A moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. And since we've been talking about friendships, let's continue on to during today's quote. Today's quote is, "The best mirror is an old friend." The best mirror is an old friend. 최고의 거울은 오래된 친구입니다. They say the best mirror is an old friend. And the more I think about it, the more true it really feels. An old friend, someone who's been with you through the highs, through the lows, isn't just someone who knows your story. They're someone who reminds you of who you really are. Think about it. When you meet someone who's known you since childhood or since your school days, there is an ease, a warmth that can't be replicated. They've seen you at your best and probably at your worst too. But you know what? They stayed through all of that. They laughed with you, cried with you, and helped you pick up the pieces when things fell apart. Old friends don't need explanations. You don't have to perform for them either. And you don't have to impress. You can just be. And in today's fast-moving, filtered world, that kind of authenticity is rare and priceless. Of course, not all friendships last forever. Life happens. People move, priorities shift, time slips away. But some friendships, even with long gaps of silence, stay alive. And when you reconnect, it's like no time has passed. You pick up right where you left off, and that's the power of long-standing connection. And maybe what makes old friends so valuable is that they reflect our journey and what we've been through as a person. They remember who we were before we became who we are now. They remind us of our growth and also of our roots of where we grew up from. There's a line from a writer, Walter Winchell, that says, "A real friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out." I think old friends do just that. They're the quiet constants in a life full of change. So maybe today's a good day to reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe go ahead and send a message, make a phone call, or share an old photo and just laugh about it. Not to just relive the past, but to celebrate the people who've helped shape who you are now. Because you know what? In the end, it's not just about nostalgia. It's about connection. The kind that sees you, supports you, and sometimes gently holds up a mirror to show who you've always been. So here, for me, I've been lucky to have a few of those mirrors in my life too, an old friend. Friends who have known me since I was young, who've seen me change, stumble, grow, and still stayed by my side. There's something comforting about being with someone who remembers the earlier versions of you before you've changed. The ones when we were silly, the ones that we would laugh about for nothing for all day long, the ones that were with us when we were younger. You don't have to explain your quirks or your story, and they were just there for it. And when I talk to those friends, I'm reminded of parts of myself that I might have forgotten. So, when I was growing up in the States, I had a few close friends in elementary, middle, and high school, and we went through it all together. Of course, we didn't stay close friends with all of them, but there are just two in that group of friends that I still talk to a few times. We like to catch up. When I go to the States, we get some brunch together, and it's really like no time has passed. And even though there have been years of silence, it's okay because when we catch up with each other, that's when we fill in each other with what's happened in our lives. So again, one of my oldest friends now lives far away and we don't talk every day, but when we do, it's like we've never missed a beat. We laugh at the same silly things, share updates, and somehow the conversation always brings me back to who I am at my core of when I was younger. It's a beautiful reminder that time and distance don't always weaken true friendships. They make the reunions even sweeter. So again, today's quote is, the best mirror is an old friend. The best mirror is an old friend. 최고의 거울은 오래된 친구입니다. And that was today's quote. So let's take a quick song break, everyone. Here is 한 페이지가 될 수 있게 by Day 6.
오래 기다렸어 솔직히 나보다 더 네가 몇 배는 더 힘들었을 거라고 믿어 오늘을 위해 그저 견뎌줘서 고마워 All about you and I 다른 건 다 제쳐두고 나 commitment take my hand 아름다운 청춘의 한잔 함께 써내려가자 너만큼 추억들로 가득 채울래 아무 걱정도 하지는 마 나에게 다 맡겨봐 지금 이 순간이 다시 넘겨볼 수 있는 한 페이지가 될 수 있게 Want you to come on out and have fun Us to have the time of our life 너의 추억들로 가득 채울래 아무 걱정도 하지는 마 나에게 다 맡겨봐 지금 이 순간이 다시 넘겨볼 수 있는 한 페이지가 될 수 있게 이야기해요 이야기해요 This is our page 이야기해요 이야기해요 Our page
And welcome back, everyone. This is Midday Mate, and now you're listening to Bite Size Banter with Andrew
And Kimberly.
and me.
Yeah, don't forget about you. You're important in
yeah.
this deal, too.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to make sure that you feel important.
감동.
Yeah.
I'm so
Well,
touched.
Maybe I could be your hero. We're talking about heroes again today.
Oh.
So, not too long ago, I guess it was just last week, we talked about, national heroes.
Yes.
Right? Now, I thought we could talk about, like, when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
who maybe was your hero? Or who did you look up to? I guess that the word hero is kind of, I don't want to say it's broad, but people like Superman,
Mm-hmm.
But it could be just someone you admire, who's your role model, these kind of things. Or a legit hero, right?
Okay.
So who would your 12-year-old self, so let's rewind the clock. That was me rewinding. Back to when you were 12 years old, who would that person say is their biggest hero?
Okay.
Now, a lot of people might think of like teachers, sports people, athletes, politicians, family members.
So everyone, 12살로 되돌아간다면 가장 큰 영웅은 누구인가요?
Yes.
And right when you said this, I had an answer. I would like to say my mom or dad, but at that time, I guess it was puberty.
All right, sure.
So they weren't on the top of my list at the time. But they're on the top of my list now. I love you, mom and dad.
I love how you said that. My son's 10, and I know it's coming, and it's just I'm not ready for it.
It's okay. It'll pass. Don't worry.
Yeah, sure.
I love my mom and dad.
Hopefully we survive.
Yes.
Him or I.
Oh, ooh. Well, for me, can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead. I like this.
I'm so excited to share. For me, it was Christy Yamaguchi.
Christy Yamaguchi.
And do you know who Christy Yamaguchi is?
Yeah, the famous figure skater who fell through the wall.
She fell through the wall?
There was like a hole in the wall. Didn't she fall through the
Oh,
wall?
I have no idea. Well, maybe I was too young to remember every detail.
No. But she was an amazing, she was she the first Asian figure skater?
Yes. She was
For
the first
the US?
Asian American to win a gold medal for the Winter Olympic competition.
Yes, that's right. Okay, tell your thing. I'm going to see if I can find this picture of her falling through a wall.
Well, so as I just mentioned, she was the first Asian American to win the gold medal for the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
And that was huge. And even though in 1992 I was still a baby, later on, just to have that Asian American figure in, America was huge for me because long time ago, even in elementary school, kids would make fun of me saying like, "Hey, are you from China?" And they only knew China
Yeah.
of Asia, and they didn't know what Korea was.
I had Vietnamese friends in elementary school too,
Mm-hmm.
and the amount of times that myself and other friends, because we were all best friends, we didn't know anything different, right? And we're just like, why are you guys being stupid? Like, and we would just, and we'd end up getting in fights for our friend.
Aw, I wish I had friends like you. But yeah, so to have that Asian American figure, get such a astounding award
Sure.
was huge for us. So I felt really proud to be an Asian American because of Christy Yamaguchi. And because of her, I started figure skating.
Oh, really?
Yes, so I took figure skating classes all up until middle school. I wish I continued, but my mom was like, the lessons are too expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Not cheap. But I had a good friend who figure skated as well. And yeah, no, it was, I think if her dad had his way, she probably wouldn't have done it. But her mom was like, no, she's doing it. And yeah, it was the difference. Yeah.
So that's my answer. She was my biggest hero.
And I think, probably not only for you, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like it made a huge difference. Anytime somebody who was in the minority was able to do something on the world stage, it was massive for anybody who was a minority. It didn't matter if you were, it wasn't just the Asian community, it was also maybe the Black community, and Latino community as well, which is pretty amazing. For me, I'm trying to think of my 12-year-old self. I probably would say my brother.
Oh.
Which is, at the time I would have been obviously 12. My brother is 4 years older than me. And I was probably his biggest fan. He was a very good hockey player in our city. He was well known. Probably he went and played junior at some other places, but he probably, if he was my size, he probably would have made a career out of it.
Wow.
Because he's just a bit small. Sorry, Mike. But I would say probably him, because he was someone who was smaller. He never gave up, very resilient. And, it was something that, for me, even though I played hockey myself, I didn't play at a high level. But it was like, I'm just trying to be like my brother, So like whenever I go to the games, I would try to be like the guy filling up the water bottles for his team or trying to be a part of it. And I'm sure at times he would have been like, would you get out of here? But it was also, for me, it was something like, I don't know, a very, very good memory. I don't know who else I would say at 12 years old that maybe was somebody would be a hero. Maybe, like, I'm sure my parents obviously had a massive influence on me. But to think of somebody, like that, probably my brother. Now, I have an older sister. She's 8 years older than me. But at that time, we battled. Like, because me being 12, she's 20, we just hated each other. And then when she had moved out of the house, that's when we became better friends. And then now we're great.
That's
like, she's
so
the best.
good.
The best ever.
I was going to say my brother too, because at the time when I was 12, my brother and I are 7 years apart. So he was 19. And that's the time when he enlisted into the Marines.
Yeah.
And even up until then, our relationship wasn't that great. He would always make me do stuff for him.
Yeah.
But later on, after the military, we became very good friends.
Oh, okay.
It shaped him up.
There you go. It's always him. It's
I
always
was perfect.
him.
I was fine. I was an
You hear
angel.
that, bro? You get her next time she comes home.
So everyone, who would your 12-year-old self say is their biggest hero? So rewind and let us know who you were inspired by and who you looked up to.
Yes.
Andrew, thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And welcome back, everyone. That was our bite-sized banter segment. And again, our question was, who would your 12-year-old self say is their biggest hero? So back then, mine was Christy Yamaguchi and, of course, my parents. But yes, Christy Yamaguchi being the first Asian American winning the gold medal was awesome for figure skating and for us growing up in the States. So what about you? I have an answer from Benny Neem saying, my answer is my parents. And then for my hero is Kobe Bryant. Ah, yes. Kobe Bryant also led wonders, opening the doors for many people to love and play basketball. And, rest in peace, but he was a great player. Pony saying, back then, there were no heroes for me. I don't think I had the mindset to admire or to look up to anyone at that time. So that's fine too. So at 12 maybe we're not as mature. We didn't know who to really look up to, and we're too busy playing with our own friends and just having a grand old time. But that's okay. Maybe we have someone who is a hero now, who is our role model now too. So let me know, who would your 12-year-old say is their biggest hero? Let me know. And now let's take a song break. Here is Through the Fire by Shaka Khan.
Look in your eyes and I can see you've loved so dangerously. You're not trusting your heart to anyone. You tell me you're gonna play it smart. We're through before we start, but I believe that we've only just begun. This good, there's no saying no. I want you so I'm ready to go. Through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'd gladly risk it all. Through the fire, through whatever. Touch me and something in me new. I could have with you. Now I'm not ready to kiss that dream goodbye. When it's this sweet, there's no saying no.
And welcome back. You just listened to Through the Fire by Shaka Khan. And now it's time for Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And this week we're going through a TV series called Suits, one of my favorite TV shows. And don't worry, it's a different episode from what we've talked about in the past. But let us do a little recap for those who may not know. On Monday, we went over the line, sales on my new line are tanking, and we emphasize the word tanking here. And here it means to drop or fail suddenly and dramatically. It's often used when talking about business, stocks, sales, or even performances. Tanking, it was going fine and we were selling, but now it went all the way down and plummeted. On Tuesday, we talked about the phrase, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. This means I will handle the problem. You don't have to worry. It's often used when someone takes full responsibility to fix a situation and problem. So I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. So now, today, we're going to look at a different expression, but for those who are joining today, let me explain our scene for this clip. In this scene, Joan, who is an owner of a cosmetics company, is stressed out about a teenage influencer's video damaging her cosmetics company's reputation. Harvey listens carefully and then calmly delivers a piece of advice that surprises her a little bit, because he finds out that it's a 16-year-old who puts stuff on the internet for social media, and he's just saying, then, with all due respect, send her a gift basket and be done with it. So, meaning you don't have to go through a lawsuit, just send her a gift basket and be done with it. Don't worry about it anymore. But here, Harvey suggests a surprisingly simple solution. Instead of escalating the conflict to lawsuits and drama, why not just handle it with kindness and a little bit of tact, so sending a gift basket. This line shows Harvey's experience. Sometimes the best solution is to diffuse a problem with grace and not with firepower. But today, we're going to look at the phrase, with all due respect. With all due respect. Here, this means a polite way to introduce a disagreement or suggestion that might go against what someone else is thinking. It means, hey, I respect your opinion, but here's another perspective. With all due respect, listen to what I have to say. So here, it's saying that I respect your concerns, but how about looking at my perspective? So how can we use this in real life with all due respect? In work situations, when a coworker is upset about a mistake, instead of arguing, you can just say, hey, with all due respect, let's just apologize and move forward. Meaning, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to, fight with you. I'm not trying to find some kind of, conflict. But with all due respect, just look at it from my perspective, okay? Let's just apologize and move forward. If there's tension with a client, maybe sending a small gift or a thank you note helps smooth things over instead. So just with all due respect, don't worry about it. Or with friends or with family. When disagreements arise, and I know that they do sometimes, you can say, with all due respect, why don't we just let this go and focus on the good stuff? Or when someone's upset, a small peace offering like cookies, flowers, or a gift basket can work wonders also. So with all due respect, I know we're disagreeing, but let's just move on. I don't want to talk about it anymore. With all due respect, I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm not trying to start a fight. With all due respect here. Or in negotiations or arguments, we can say, and use with all due respect to introduce a calm counterpoint with sounding rude. So you don't want to sound rude with someone when you're trying to have a negotiation with someone, whether it's at work or maybe at home, or if it's an argument. You can follow it up with something like a simple solution or a compromise to de-escalate the tension, to bring it all down with all due respect. Right here, you're kind of showing them, hey, I respect you, I respect your opinion, I respect your perspective, but listen to me with all due respect. So have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to fight back or argue, but someone suggested that you just send a gift basket or basically handle it with kindness instead, like here how Harvey does? Did it work? How did the other person respond, and how did it change the mood or outcome? And what about saying with all due respect? Do you find it helpful to soften your disagreement? Or maybe you've had someone say that to you before. How did it feel? With all due respect. Harvey's advice teaches us something important. Sometimes the strongest move isn't to fight fire with fire, but to use grace, kindness, and diplomacy. With all due respect, send her a gift basket and be done with it. This reminds us that not every battle needs to be fought head on. Sometimes peace is the best weapon. So the next time you face a conflict, try a gentle approach. Offer a little kindness and you might just win more than you expected. And also say, with all due respect. And with that, everyone, let's take a song break. Here is Better Man by Robbie Williams.
Tell someone to love me. I need to rest in arms. Keep me safe from harm and pouring rain. Give me endless summer. Lord, I feel the cold. Feel I'm getting old before my time. As my soul heals the shame, I will grow through this pain. Lord, I'm doing all I can to be a better man. Go easy on my conscience, 'cause it's not my fault. I know I've been told to take the blame. Rest assured my angels will catch my tears, walk me out of here. I'm in pain as my soul heals the shame. I will grow through this pain. Lord, I'm doing all I can to be a better man. Once you found that lover, you're homeward bound. Love is all around. Love is all around. I know some have fallen on stony ground, but love is all around. Tell someone to love me. I need to rest in arms. Keep me safe from harm and pouring rain. Give me endless summer. Lord, I feel the cold. Feel I'm getting old before my time. As my soul heals the shame, I will grow through this pain. Lord, I'm doing all I can to be a better man.
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Better Man by Robbie Williams. And now it's time for Enter Planet, your go-to spot for the hottest entertainment updates from around the globe. So let's get into what's happening in the entertainment world, everyone. Up first, we have Tom Cruise sets a Guinness record with flaming parachute jumps. Wow. So we all know that Tom Cruise does lots of things and, does his stunts all by himself. So let's get into it. He loves doing his own stunts, but this one takes it to a whole new level. He just set a Guinness World Record by jumping out a plane 16 times. What? Did you hear that? Did you hear me? 16 times while wearing a flaming parachute. Yes, actual fire. So not only did he just jump out of an airplane 16 times, but he did it with a parachute on fire, a flaming parachute. The record was for the most skydives with a lit flare attached to a parachute. It's all part of the shoot for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. And honestly, at the age of 61, Tom Cruise proves once again he's not slowing down anytime soon. And I just noticed he's 61, put it the opposite way for the numbers, and that's 16, the 16 times that he jumped out of a plane with a parachute on fire. I don't think you could pay me enough to do that even one time. I definitely wouldn't. Up at number 2, we have Taylor Swift reclaims her music rights. So, Taylor Swift has done something truly rare in the music industry. She bought back the rights to her first 6 albums. These were originally sold to a private equity firm years ago, which upset a lot of fans. But now, Taylor owns the master recordings again. This move gives her full control over how her early music is used or shared. She always said, quote, "Artists deserve to own their work." Well, she made it happen, and that's what we call a power move. So, wow, to think about it, Taylor Swift started out when she was a teenager, going ahead with her own first single and then her first album, and I'm sure it must have been a lot of work, and then to sell those 6 albums to a different equity firm, which probably may have insured her lots of money also. But as an artist, she wanted those songs back under her control, so she got it. What a power move. Go you. Go Taylor Swift. Up on number 3, we have BTS's On hits 500 million streams. BTS just hit another huge milestone, everyone. Their powerful anthem On has now reached over 500 million streams on another music outlet. That makes it their 16th song to do so. I feel like there's a lot of 16 going on today. The track is known for its intense energy and bold choreography, and clearly, fans still can't get enough of it. Even years after its release, On keeps marching strong, showing just how far BTS's music travels across time and borders. Wow, 500 million streams, and it's their 16th song to do so. So not only is this their first, thing to do, it's been like that for a while. Up at number 4, we have Super Junior to release their 12th album for their 20th anniversary. 20th anniversary, Super Junior has been around for a long time. It's hard to believe that they're celebrating their 20th debut anniversary this year. And to mark the occasion, they're releasing their 12th full-length album this July. So shortly, everyone. That's 2 decades of K-pop history, filled with iconic hits, world tours, and unforgettable moments. The group says that the new album reflects their journey and growth. So if you've been with them since Sorry, Sorry, or just joined recently, this comeback is something to look forward to yet. So now, with that again, Super Junior releases their 12th album for their 20th anniversary. And last up for Enter Planet today, we have Juni's Ruby, named one of 2025's best albums by Rolling Stone. Wow. Jennie from Blackpink is turning heads with her solo work again. Her latest album, Ruby, has been just named one of the best albums of 2025 by Rolling Stone. The magazine praised her for showing both style and emotional depth. And with this album, Jennie steps out of the group's spotlight and shines entirely on her own. Critics are calling it bold, elegant, and refreshingly honest. And honestly, us fans totally agree. So with that, everyone, let's take a song break. And to celebrate, here is Like Jennie by Jennie.
Come on, it's gonna be hard. Special edition and your AI couldn't copy. I'm leaving clues in the fitting room and it's hot tea. No, I'm not thinking about no exes, no, they miss me. I got the whole room spinning like it's tipsy. So, just take it to the chorus. Ooh, wanna rock rock with Jenny. Keep your head down, nails done like Jenny. I'll start 'em obsessed like Jenny. Like Jenny. I think I really like Jenny. Haters, they don't really like Jenny. Cause they can never ever be Jenny. But have you ever met Jenny? It's Jenny. But have you ever met? But have you ever met? But have you ever met? 얼마 줘도 못해 suckers. 포징 한 번에 만들어 mosh pit. They can't deal with me cause I'm priceless. You're the cells 속에 내 DNA. Yeah, out of my way. 바비가 저기가 되기 전에 Namestream blame tryna bust my bubble. 서투려봐 그럼 너 그 노래서만 나는 거야 제닐. Keep shading. 예술 작품에 paid away frame it. I've slayed it and I've prayed it. Yes I'm guilty 잘 남겨주니. Who wanna rock with Jenny? Keep your head down, nails done like Jenny. I've got 'em obsessed like Jenny. Like I think I really like Jenny. Haters, they don't really like Jenny. Cause they can never ever be Jenny. But have you ever met Jenny? It's Jenny. Like Jenny. Rock with Jenny. Keep your head down, nails done like Jenny. I've got 'em obsessed like But have you ever met Jenny? But have you ever met Jenny? It's Jenny.
And welcome back. You just listened to Like Jenny by Jenny. And now our question of the day and text topic it is, how many close friends are in your life? 친한 친구는 몇 명인가요? And we had lots of people messaging in today, so thank you so much. But really, we really touched upon on what is important, right? Although we don't have many friends anymore like we did in the past, it's okay because quality over quantity is what matters, right? Yes. So we talked a lot about different types of things today. So in Lissomania, we talked about how our changing faces and friendships. There are different things, life stages and growing apart. We just have friends that may not stick with us for the long term. And that's because we may have changing interests and values, and that's okay. And there are some people that want to maintain meaningful friendships from the past. So again, what can we do? We can accept the shifts, adapt communication, find shared ground, and be gentle with each other. So as long as that happens, that is fine. And I feel like today's fact detox is a lot of fun because we had so many people messaging in about it. We talked about, is the summer feeling hotter because of global warming? Yes, it is getting hotter, everyone. It's not just because we're growing older and we can't endure it any longer. It is getting hotter. And I like the second one for Fact Detox when we're talking about mosquitoes, right? That was a lot of an eye-opener. I'm sorry to my husband. I'm sorry for getting mad that you said that the mosquitoes like me because I'm sweaty. So again, they don't like us because our blood is necessarily sweet, but it's because of the smell that we're exuding out from our actual bodies and breathing out that carbon dioxide. So it was a lot of fun today. So if you're now just joining us, hopefully my little recap enticed you to go ahead and listen in on our YouTube. So do that. Everyone, unfortunately, it is time to wrap up the show. I've been your host, Kimberly. I had such a great time. Here is our last song, Hallelujah by Tones and I. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
You don't really care for music, do ya? And it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor chord, and the major lift. The Bible keep composing hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
not a cry that you hear at night. It's not